Late to class, no more. Details on the new bike share program.
We take to the streets to hear what you think of the bike share program.
The sights, sounds, not to mention the sweet aroma of the International Food Fair.
Meet the faces behind the new testimony video series.
Happy 50th birthday, Gymnics!
Plus, This Week with Andrew's History.
AU News starts right now.
This is AU News.
Welcome to AU News. I'm Stella Ng.
And I'm Alexander Thomas. AU News is produced by the Advanced News Production class in the Department of Communication.
Last Friday, the Student Association rolled out their long-awaited bike share program. Here is the Chong Cho with a real deal.
I'm glad it's finally here and it's happening.
After 2 years of spinning their wheels,
I first started hearing students request an idea of having a bike share program just because other schools were doing it.
the Student Senate finally approved a bike share program for our campus.
The bike share program is to actually provide transportation for students who want to get from their dorms to their schools or anywhere on campus or off campus, even like Apple Valley, for example.
The bikes are available in 4 different locations: Meyer Hall, Lamson Hall, University Towers, and the Student Center. And to get you rolling, you just need to follow a few steps.
Just go to the front desk, ask the receptionist for that you want to use the bike, and you have to sign a form, a consent form, and with your ID number. Then they will give you a key, which allows you to unlock the bikes at the bike rack outside the locations.
In addition to the consent form, students are required to sign a waiver stating that the Student Senate is not liable for any accidents or injuries. And as a safety precaution, helmets are provided upon request. The bikes should be easy to spot.
Our bikes are going to be black and an orange or red tint. We're also going to have painted on it AU bikes, and that's how you'll be able to distinguish the bikes.
This new program begins with a trial phase of 10 bikes.
If and when it turns out to be successful, then what we're planning on doing is eventually expanding that to maybe more bikes. And if students really like it, then we're trying to maybe even add 30 bikes if possible.
But the success first depends on what happens to these bikes.
So treat the bikes as if it is your own, because it is. So just make sure that you treat the bikes with love and care, and this program will be around for as long as you guys allow it to.
This is Chong Cho for AU News.
Yay! What's your reaction to the new bike program? Well, listen up.
Yeah, I heard about the AU bike share.
Yes, I have heard of AU bike share.
Yes, I have heard of AU bike share.
Yeah, I've heard about AU bike share, and I've seen the bikes being ridden, whatever the word is, around campus.
I think it's a pretty neat idea.
A lot of people on campus don't have bikes, but I know a lot of people could benefit from having one to use.
I think it's really cool that they're doing this because everything's so far on campus and it's really tiring to walk back and forth, and sometimes you're just late.
Being able to get to the science complex from Meyer is usually a huge hassle.
Personally, I live in DeMazo Hall, and that's really like on the opposite end of campus. And like to get to like Bell Hall, most of my classes are on this side of the campus, so that's really far.
Education majors, which we are, have to go for observations. So to go to Ruth Murdoch and stuff like that for observations would be a good idea to take a bike.
A couple of friends after class, we wanted to go get some food at Baguette, and we said, there's no way to get rides, so let's get the bikes.
AU bike share really adds to that. You know, I could just check out a bike and then bring it back whenever, within 24 hours.
It's the perfect way to get around.
It gets us places on time, and I think it'll work out.
I heard about AU bike share, and I like it.
The 51st International Food Fair required every club to have all hands on deck, and I was there and filed this report. Listen up. Last Sunday, ethnic clubs representing different parts of the world participated in the annual International Food Fair held at the Johnson Gym by the International Student Services Office.
The idea is actually to showcase the international diversity we have on our campus.
From 12 p.m. to 7 p.m., clubs serve hungry patrons from their respective booths.
And some kheer. It's like a rice pudding.
Clubs serve their dishes to crowds of people, encouraging them to try new things.
We're sampling tamales. Tamales, there's a vegan one, and then there's also a cheese and spicy one. They're delicious, so come get some.
The Caribbean Club aim to share their cuisine with new taste buds.
Because I know some people never really had roti before, so we're excited to give them new experiences.
Many took advantage of new experiences with new food.
We got this red bean paste right here. It's a pastry. From China, basically.
The proceeds are used to support the participating clubs in their events and projects for the school. While some have a goal amount in mind, other clubs like Caribbean Nation Club do it for the joy of sharing.
Because people love Caribbean food, we love giving people Caribbean food. So whatever amount of money that we make, we celebrate that.
This is Stella Ng reporting for AU News.
It's good.
If you have been to Thursday Chapel or Pioneers Church service, you might have seen videos of your peers sharing their testimonies. Ruben Maciel takes us behind the scenes.
Basically, God said, I need you to share testimonies.
Joshua Martin, senior film major, is the director and producer of the Testimony series, gives the story on how it all started.
In a way, I was kind of praying for something to happen, so because I know I want to do something for the student body that could get more students involved, to get just like things out there.
After some time of contemplating, a door opened.
I ran into a freshman. Her name is Celeste Burt.
Celeste, theology major, was looking for a videographer for the same idea of testimonies.
I was praying about it and walking across campus to go get some food at the gazebo, and lo and behold, there's Joshua. And I knew what he looked like, and we both got online at the same time, and out of nowhere I was like, so, hello. This is a very strange question, but would you be willing to film a testimony this week?
Their initial fears of not having enough people to testify were quickly overcome.
Surprisingly, we have probably over 25, close to 30 people who want to share their story. We have it listed. And now the question is, are we going to be able to fit them into the semester? So that's truly a blessing.
Every Tuesday night, testimony series are shot here.
Normally, I bring the camera. We set up the lights, kind of photogenic style.
The use of non-conventional techniques has given a unique look to the video, especially the new blurred effect signature to all the videos.
That's actually my glasses. I just take off my glasses and put it in front of the lens. So I had to find a tasteful way of doing that still, but right now I'm getting kind of a good feedback.
Brandon Vanderpowski, sophomore elementary education major, crew member, shares his thoughts on the project.
So often, we're on a Christian campus, we have friends, but not always are our conversations thinking, man, God did this for me today, or God has come through in this way. So it's a really good, it's a good opportunity for people to be able to really just express how God has been working.
This is Ruben Maciel reporting for AU News.
You can find the testimony videos on their YouTube page. The address is on your screen.
The Gymnics celebrates 50 years. Here's Evan Rory in a wide-ranging interview with Coach Eric Paddock.
You guys have been very busy lately. You guys are planning for the home show that's coming up. And I know this is your second year as head coach. So tell us about how you've been adjusting to the head coaching spot and how you're planning ahead for this new home show.
Yeah, the last 2 years have been a whirlwind kind of. I've learned a lot of things, and I think I've gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge from what's gone on. I've used a lot of help from other gymnastics coaches that have been doing it longer than I have to have an idea of what we want here, but also really built the team that I want to have and not what they have. So over the last 2 years, we've really focused a lot on becoming more of a team and really focused on each other, lifting each other up, and being part of the school campus.
So have you guys made any adjustments to that based on their injury to prevent that from happening to your gymnastics team?
Yeah, anytime there's a big injury in any sport, it kind of gives you a little earthquake going through everything. So what we've done is just looked over everything we're doing and made sure that it's safe again. We had plans set in place to make sure that we don't have equipment failures and stuff like that, but just like everything made by man, sometimes things are faulty. And so we just pay attention. So we check our equipment, once every 2 weeks. We always have been. We are working on making double safeties on the equipment too, so if one thing fails, there's a second thing keeping them safe. But the biggest thing that I guess relief for what happened and everything in us is that what they do, we're not doing the same thing. So we don't use the same equipment that they were, which makes me feel pretty confident in what we have.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
And lastly, this is a milestone year for you guys. You guys are now reaching a 50th year anniversary.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big milestone. So tell me how what that means to you personally, and have you guys planned anything special for this anniversary?
Yeah, it's awesome. I get to be part of this team that's been around for 50 years, and it's pretty much like the beginning point of all of Advanced Gymnastics. So looking back over these 50 years, I've got to learn a lot of things about where we came from and the coaches from the past and the teams. It's cool to see all the different responses from all the different students that have been here that are so excited to come back because it's part of their family and history. So what we have planned is that over the home show weekend we're doing a Vespers, which is going to be right after UV at 9 o'clock on April 10th. We're going to kind of focus on some of the alumni, but also just worshiping together as a family and as a group. And then on Saturday we have a church service here right in Johnson Gym, and we're going to be doing the same type of thing, honoring some alumni and having a good time with them. And then we have a potluck for them afterwards, or not really potluck, but a meal at the cafeteria. And then the final thing is home show, which is April 11th, starting at 9 p.m. And we're going to all get together here and see where gymnastics has come and hopefully relive some of our past moments. So
sounds like you guys have a lot planned.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good time.
All right, well, you guys heard it here first. April 11th, check out the home show here on Andrews campus. This is Evan Rory, and for AU News, we'll see you next time.
In early April of 1939, Emmanuel Missionary College finally received accreditation as a senior college. Although academic accreditation is not as exciting as a new building, this was one of the most important points in the history of the institution. The school had been denied senior college accreditation time and time again for almost 10 years, largely because it did not have a standalone library building. The library occupied the top floor of the wooden administration and classroom building. 2 presidents lost their position over the lack of accreditation during the 1930s. Finally, in 1938, in spite of the financial challenges of the Great Depression, EMC completed its first brick academic building, the first James White Library, which later became Griggs Hall and housed the International Language and Religion departments, until it was later demolished in 2010. The campus moved its books into the new brick building in December of 1937. In 1939, just over a year later, accreditation was granted.
That's it for another AU News.
From all of us at AU News, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here for our final newscast next month.
Until then, God bless.